Okay, good evening, everybody. It is June 20th, 2018. You're listening to MSP Waves, and this is Ma1ne Snekky here with you on Wednesday nights. How are you all doing tonight? I am Main Event. I go by that username on the Steemit platform, and she is Poetic Snake. Snekky, how are you doing?
Oh, don't get me started. I'm feeling like I'm hit by two trains in a fright flightner or anything what can run over you. So I'm not feeling so well, but happy to be here. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. Yeah, Snekky's feeling a little under the weather this week, folks. So just bear with us here. It's been an interesting day. We've had a number of different guests lined up to be on the show, and we've had a few things happen today where some guests are either possibly running late or they were also under the weather and things. So we're a little light on guests this week. We normally have at least 2 or 3 different Steemians to share with you, but some unforeseen circumstances have come through this week, and we don't have quite as many. Possibly we could bring one of you onto the show maybe later on if you're listening out there on Discord, or possibly you're listening on MSPWaves.com as well. You can also find us on DLive. And to find the DLive link easily, just check out MSP Waves on Steemit. So it would be at MSP-Waves, and that would take you to, the DLive stream that they are doing. But this show, we call it Ma1ne Snekky. It's gone by a variety of different names since we first started it, but we figured this one's simple and easy to remember. So this is the Ma1ne Snekky Show, and we are going to hang out with you each and every Wednesday from 10 to midnight UTC time here on MSP Waves. And what we like to do here is we like to just chat with different people who are part of the Steemit community, people who are using the Steem blockchain. They could be bloggers, they could be witnesses, video creators, a wide variety of different people we've had on this show. And it's always wonderful to hear all their different stories, how they found their way here to the Steem blockchain, and what they're using it for. It's always fascinating to hear all these different stories because, of course, we see the usernames, right? We see the profile, the blog, all of these things, and we kind of never really get to know the people. And then we kind of try to bring them on to the show and ask them just some basic questions, where they're from, how they found their way here, what are they posting about, and just kind of get to know them better. And Snekky, wouldn't you agree that it's always fun learning more about all of these amazing different Steemians?
Yes, I absolutely have to agree with you on that. It brings another level to your Steemit experience when you get to know someone a little bit better. You also understand better what they're blogging about. So for me, it's really great to get to know somebody a little bit better.
And I mean, this show, it kind of originally started with me by myself doing these Steemit interviews with people from the Steem community. Of course, Snekky joined me later as a co-host, and we've got the privilege to speak with dozens of different people from all over the world. Some of them, it was literally their first week on Steem when we first talked to them. And, some of them have gone on to have radio shows. They've become witnesses or leaders in their different Discord communities, curators, and, of course, content creators. It's been really an amazing journey, and we hope to continue this with you here on MSP Waves each and every week. And, of course, if you would like to join us and tell us your Steem story, you can certainly do so. Just send myself, Ma1ne Event. It's just spelled with a 1 in there instead of the I. But send me a message on Discord or Poetic Snake also, and we'd be happy to have you on the show sometime. It's, of course, another opportunity for you is if you're starting a project or if you're in a Discord community you want to share, that type of thing. We're also, just kind of thinking of other things to do here on this show. We want to kind of evolve it and change it, beyond just necessarily just interviews and things like that. So we might be branching out and doing some different things here going forward, possibly some curation features type of thing. Rondon always gives us a hard time, Snekky. He wants us to do video on the show.
Normally, I would say, yes, let's do that. Today, I would have been very, very sad.
Yeah, I'm always doing this show too, like right after work, after working all day. So yeah, but maybe in the future we may do
Yeah.
that, and that would add something to it too. See, Rondon says yes in the chat. So
I am absolutely not against it as long as I know it up front, so I can at least, make my hair look good. I'm a female, man. We have a hard time doing stuff like that. Yes, I can do the puppet. I like Rondon. I like that idea.
So yeah, keep checking back with us, and I mean, if you've got some different ideas for the show, we're always open to feedback and suggestions and things like that. Because I mean, while doing the interviews are great and everything, we would like to start doing a few different things as well. Try to do something a little different, maybe. We were talking in the pre-show of doing kind of like some speed interviews too, like just bring people on and ask them a few quick questions. And they've only technically got so much time to answer them or whatnot. And we can kind of feature a multiple different Steemians by doing that. So that might be something, too, that we might do in the future, and that could be kind of fun.
Yeah, I kind of like that idea, and I think we should try it maybe next week or maybe even tonight. You never know what happens, right?
You do never know, because like I said a few moments ago, we had, I think, 3 guests, possibly 4. I think we had 4 actually lined up, and for various reasons they are unable to be here. So that's a first. We haven't really had that before, but maybe later on in the show, like I said, if any of you are feeling chatty and you want to join us here in the show, I do see some people listening right now on Discord. Of course, you can chat with us live during the show by joining Discord and going to the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server. Again, that's Peace, Abundance, Liberty. That is, of course, the home of the Minnow Support Project. And we are chatting in the MSPWaves audience chat room. So a big shout out to everybody who's chatting in there right now. I do see some people, and I see the Snek.
Yes.
So that is the Snek right there.
That is Snekky. That's the real Snekky.
See, isn't that kind of where that name sort of came from?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think even you started it, I think, with the Snekky.
The name, yeah.
Yeah, I like it, and I adopted it.
Yeah, it's certainly been an interesting year. We always talk about it. It's been like the longest for you, 2 years. When's your Steemiversary, Snekky?
Oh gosh, I think it's in 2 weeks from now.
It's coming right up though, and you will have been here 2 years.
Yeah, I feel like a Steemit Karani now, and I want so much cake. Even now that I'm sick, I want cake for my Steemiversary.
I've been seeing tons of people celebrating their Steemiversaries over the last, couple of weeks. I've been seeing so many different posts, and that's a good thing. That means, people sometimes they'll say, "Oh, you shouldn't post about it" or whatever. It's like, who cares? I want to celebrate, right? I want to celebrate that I've been here that long, and I don't see anything wrong with that. But I've seen a lot of them though the last couple of weeks, and it's cool because that means people are sticking around, right?
Yes, and why not celebrate it? I mean, Steemit is still in his birth years. It's 2 years old. I think we should all celebrate the fact that Steemit is here and that you joined it. So every reason to celebrate should be celebrated.
Well, and I'm not necessarily celebrating any one particular thing. It's just making it through this year. Because, we've done a lot of things. We've had a lot of interesting times, to say the least, over the last year. A lot of ups and downs and left and rights, and you never really know what's going to happen in this environment from day to day. But for me, in my opinion, it's been a lot of fun, and I know you would agree, Snekky. It's certainly been an interesting ride so far.
Oh, absolutely. I cannot deny that. You have your ups, you have your downs. And I think here in Steemit, at least for me, my ups are very high and my lows are like super, super low. But most of the time, they're ups. So that's a good thing.
And of course, everything you hear on the Ma1ne Snekky Show is strictly just our opinions only. We are not experts of anything whatsoever. This is not financial advice, anything you hear on this show. So always do your own research. We're here just for entertainment purposes only. Of course, MSPWaves and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. And the material you hear on Ma1ne Snekky is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only.
Always do your own research.
I was wondering if you were still going to be able to say it, Snekky, even though you weren't feeling that great.
Yeah, I will always say it.
Yes, always do your own research, folks. We're just here to talk and get to know some different people who are using the Steem blockchain. That's our goal here. So, and again, of course, we welcome you to join us on the show. So, if we probably have some time tonight. If not, we may just do a 1 hour show. That's possibly out there, but as of right now, we're planning on the 2 hours. We have at least one or two guests who may still pop in later on, and you are welcome to join us as well. Just send me a DM if you'd like to be on the show tonight.
Yeah, you can send me a DM. I mean, I will not be talking very much, so I can, read inboxes and stuff.
So again, big shout out to everybody who is listening tonight in the MSPWaves audience chat room. I see a bunch of you out there. I see Article 61, Ason Waves Photon, Bunny Pirate is out there, Crimson Clad, DBZ fan for a while just popped in. What's up, JJ? I see Mr. Lightning out there, Rondon, Steam Dan, and of course people who are tuning in tonight on MSPWaves.com. Big shout out to all of you. Yes, good morning, Z-Man says. Yeah, it's probably morning where you are. It's nighttime here. So it's just after 6 p.m. Eastern time, which is just after 10 UTC time. And we are here each and every Wednesday night here on MSP Waves. It's from 10 to midnight. So if you can't stick around for the whole show or whatnot, you can check us here each and every week on Wednesday nights. And then I do share the show recording audio on my Steemit blog, so you can always find it there too. And if you want to support the show, that's where you can do that. And also on Poetic Snake's radio show posts that she does for us as well. Certainly check those out. I've re-steamed the most recent one on my blog, and you can find hers at Poetic Snake.
Yes, that's me. Yes.
All right. Well, we do have one guest here tonight, and we're certainly glad that he was able to join us tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourself, because I know you said your username is one thing, and then you kind of want it to intended it to mean something slightly different, though. So go ahead and say hello and introduce yourself if you'd like.
Yeah, hi, Man, and hi, Snekky. Thank you for the opportunity of being here in your show. My name is Black Libertario, but my Steemit name is Black Liberal, and there's a story behind it. It is Black Liberal because liberal means libertarian in Spanish, but when you go to the United States, the meaning of liberal, it's totally different. It's more a leftist thing than a right thing, and I'm on the right side of the political spectrum.
All right, and yeah, so that makes sense. So welcome to the show, though. So it'd be Black Libertario, so I'll just say Libertario, if that's okay. And certainly great to have you on the show. Poetic Snake just shared your your Steemit blog link in the chat. And welcome, and tell us a little bit more about yourself. Whereabouts in the world are you this evening, and how did you find your way to the Steem blockchain?
Yeah, well, I'm from Venezuela, and I'm a young student. I'm 20 years old currently. I study modern languages at the Central University of Venezuela. This is a great opportunity for me because I learn English, I learn German, and it made my way easier to get engaged with community, with English community, Spanish community, and also German community here in Steemit. I found Steemit, I mean, it was a journey because at the beginning, I wanted to start doing some videos on YouTube, and I also started it, but it didn't work out very well, or as I was expecting it to be, because editing videos and doing a script so that you know the things that you're going to say, that requires a serious amount of time. And also I wasn't getting any payout by the thing that I was doing, and I considered I was doing a really great job. And then a friend talked to me about Patreon and also this Steemit, but I never thought it was going to be this awesome. I thought it was something, I don't know, something to put there and to see if I could get rewarded. But there was a post where I got like a really great amount of reward, and I said, wait, I mean, this is an opportunity. I mean, it doesn't take me so much time to write a post, and why not? Then I decided to give it a chance, and well, here I am.
Right, and I mean, of course, we always throw in this type of a thing too. I mean, everybody's going to have a different experience here. You know, we're not telling everybody out there that you're going to be successful on Steemit, because a lot of people aren't, unfortunately. It's going to take a lot of work. You're going to have to make network connections and do all these things, and it's not easy to be successful here. So just always do your own research and make sure you look into these things. But no, it's cool that you were able to find your way here as a content creator. You mentioned that you've been creating videos, and it's a lot of work to do the editing, to plan out, like you said, your scripts and what you're going to say. It is a lot of work to make a good quality video. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, I found myself doing a really hard work, and I wasn't getting any payout from it. And then I just joined Steemit, and I realized that I had to do a great amount of networking with people, talking to people. And then I found a community on the Spanish server called Cervantes, but I didn't like it at all. So I went throughout different other communities. Then a friend introduced me to the Welshares community, and from now on, I've been doing so much network. Then I went to the Information War program or project, let's say, and then I started to create also my own project called La República in Spanish.
And what is that about?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. I mean, we have a creation show all Sundays. Of course, it is only on Spanish. And also we do some podcasts about different things. We have 3 areas. The first one would be political and economics issues that are happening in the world. It is supposed to be every week. And then we have the illustration with my illustrator, the person who made this draw of me, my icon, let's say. And then we have the video games section.
Okay, so it's an entire Spanish-speaking community then, you said, right?
Yeah, it's a very small one. It seems like people just get engaged to your content if you give them something back. But I know, I mean, I do it because I like it. Also, the community is really nice. I mean, there are a couple of guys who come up and always hang out with me in the show, and that's really great.
Well, if you want to share, a link to that, that's fine. If you want to put that in the audience chat, there may be some people in the audience who are Spanish speaking, and they would like to check that out possibly. So, and sometimes a smaller community is good. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? And sometimes a smaller, close-knit community could be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, and I was trying to do something different besides what it is already in the Spanish community. I wasn't trying to do something just focused on Steemit, not only on Steemit, of course. I mean, it's all about Steemit, but not on curating posts. It was rather something of content to find people throughout my podcast and throughout the things that we're saying, inspiration, so that they may post for Steemit. It was something different.
Yeah, no, it's certainly cool to see people creating these little communities like this and starting something that can help or impact other people. And I'm not sure exactly all the things that you guys are sharing there or whatnot, but it's cool to see these different communities being created to help people that are using Steem, the Steem blockchain, and help them network and things like that. Are there any Steemians you want to give a shout out to or anything like that?
Well, there's a couple of Steemians that have helped me out with this project. The same guy that introduced me is the one who created the server. Then I don't know, shall I post them here?
If you just want to mention them, that's fine.
Okay. Well, there's a girl who is the illustrator of the team that is called Kukian. She makes illustrations, and she's very good at drawing and doing graphic designing and so on. There's also two more guys, Jisoo and Tyrone. They are mainly focusing on video games and everything that is related to the video games world. And I have Danny SBC, who's my co-hoster on my shows. He also talks about politics and economy on Steemit, and he's a really good guy.
Yeah, and I mean, if you have their Steam links right handy and you want to put them in the chat, feel free. Because, yeah, people may be interested in checking them out as well. Yeah, no, it sounds really cool, the group that you've created as far as, you know, a place for Spanish-speaking people to meet. I know there's a lot of Spanish-speaking folks that are joining Steemit. I see them all the time. I often curate in the Introduce Yourself tag, and there's always lots of Spanish posts there all the time. So it's certainly a growing community, and to have these different, you know, Discord servers being set up to have them be able to network is cool.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see there's more and more people from the Spanish community coming in my shows. I see new people asking for advices and so on, and that's really great, you know, because in some way the most of the Hispanic community, let's say, they come from Latin America, and most of Latin America's countries are not doing really well on economics, and Steemit has been like sort of a blessing for them, and that's really great.
Are there certain things you want to talk about while you're here? Like, I know you want to maybe mention some of the types of things maybe you're posting about, or projects you might be working on outside of that Discord server, or is that taking up a lot of your time, probably getting that going?
Well, I could talk a little bit about my post and also why I decided to write down these kind of things. If you would like to do that.
Yeah, sure, certain ones. I mean, let me take a look here. I'll take a look also. So yes, everybody, Poetic Snakes shared Libertario's Steemit link in the chat. It is slightly different than the Discord name, so check that when you're clicking the link. It is a little bit different. And yes, they Steam Dan just shared. Is it how do I say that name?
Yeah, it's Kukyan.
Kukyan. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Kukyan. She's an illustrator, and she's doing a really great job. And she's a really nice girl, I'd say. And if you have the opportunity, go and check out. She's also running like sort of a publicity for their work, and she makes rounds for some SBD and Steam. Her work is totally recommended.
I absolutely agree with that. I checked her out last week, and I fell in love with her work from the moment I saw it. She really does amazing work.
And so looking through your blog a little bit, it looks like you like to write about kind of like political type things a little bit, and current like history and things, and what's happening in your country. Do you want to kind of talk about what you like to blog about?
Yes. I should say, first of all, I was never the kind of guy who was engaged into reading and, studying, all that kind of stuff. This is something new for me. I started reading and doing research like a year ago when the situation in my country just exploded. I mean, I wasn't interesting in this kind of topics. I mean, if you see my post, you will see that I'm always trying to address things such as post-truth, postmodernism, and truth and its relevance, and also some economics and political aspects as well. Saying that, yes, I do talk about politics, philosophy, and economy as the screen, the image screen in my post or in my blog says. I would say that I love to talk about politics, philosophy, and economy. That's a niche that I found, and it has been my interests whole year, 2 years ago, since 2 years ago. And I love to talk also about the current situations and things that people are not aware of. I usually talk about the importance of being aware of what we are what we're reading in the social media, because it seems that human beings right now, and the society as well, we are in a state of passivity. And I would like to quote Adolf Huxley, who basically write down a book called The Brave New World, in which he states that the world, it's a dystopia, and in that dystopia he described a world as a world full of passivity and full of stimulations. And this is something that I'm really interested about. I'm also writing down some work for my university about the post-truth, and also all the concepts that are implied in that concept.
Yeah, and that will keep you busy blogging, I will think, for quite a while, because I'm sure there's a lot you can talk about. So, I certainly encourage you to keep it up, keep posting, and you've been here since March, right? It looks like on your profile.
Yeah, since March, but I really started like posting like in May, early May, I would say.
And so, what do you think of the Steem blockchain so far? What's been your your overall feeling of it so far?
Yeah, I am at the moment that I start like blogging and so on. I was an ignorant when it came to be about the blockchain system, Steemit, block, let's say Ethereum, all the cryptocurrency and the blockchain systems. And while I was in Steemit, I started like reading a little bit of it. It's not that I'm an expert on it or something like that, but I'm really interested in the way it works. And also, I wasn't aware of the potential that the blockchain has, not only for the financial system, but also for different sectors such as democracy, media, social media. And this is being shown with Steemit. Steemit is a living proof that the blockchain system can improve the living conditions of citizens. While I was doing hard work for publicity, to get publicity or to get visits on YouTube, Steemit opened my arms to get rewarded, and also to meet some awesome people like the guys from Information War, and also the people that I met, the team in the Republic. That's costless, let's say.
And, outside of the server you created, are there any other Steemians or anyone you want to give a shout out to while you're here on the show?
Yeah, there's a Steemit particularly. He's a witness. He's called Carnell, and he has influenced me. I mean, that's let's say the Steemian that I follow the most. Sorry. I think his content is 100% recommended. He writes down this kind of things that I would like to talk about. He is committed with truth and also with high quality content. And he make like 3 posts a day, and everything that he writes, it's just amazing, because he while you read the things that he states in the post, you see that he makes huge effort on doing every post, and all the posts have the same quality. And well, I think he's a great guy. And also there's another guy called Freedom Exists from the Welshers community. He was like the first guy that I had a good relationship with in the English servers. He hosts a show all Thursdays and also on Sundays in the Welshers community, and it was like the doors for the English community for me, and also the work that I'm doing.
Yes, I've had the pleasure of speaking with Freedom Exists lots of times, and he's certainly been very helpful, helping people, and the show is cool, and certainly awesome. And shout out to Steem Dan for giving us the links in the chat. Great job, Steem Dan. If anybody's got questions in the live audience for our guest, feel free to jump in. Or Snekky, if you've got any questions at all, feel free to jump in. Let's see here. Yes, Dan, thank you. Great job. It's always nice when that information just gets right there as we're talking about it. That's what I love about the live chat while we're doing this live here on MSP Waves. We've got the audience interaction. That's the best part. Well, that's awesome. Were there any other Steemians you wanted to mention, or were those the ones you can think of as of right now? I know it's hard to put you on the spot.
Well, let's say, I mean, the guys from Information War, they have helped me out a lot. Also with Bank, he always curate my posts, and that's nice. I mean, I've read some of his work, and he's a pretty good guy, I would say. There's also another community called the Curation Collective, and also engage into that community. It's like a part of Curie. It's pseudonymous of Curie, and they also create good quality content. As an anecdote, I remember that I was quite not furious, but also a little bit how could be the word? I don't know, mad, let's say, for Curie, because they have never ever curated me, and I thought I was doing a really great job to get some creation from Curie. But their policies of voting, it's also challenging, at least for me, because I always talk about politics. And if they vote a post like mine, they would clearly have a position of their political views, and I end up getting to know what the Curie creation program was about, and I get engaged into this new one called Curation Collective, and also trying to curate content from the Spanish community. Every post that is shared in my server, I also share it in the Curation Collective, so that they have a bigger amount of SP to give away, and that's nice for me to see good quality being curated.
Right, and I mean, of course, we don't speak for these communities, whatsoever. So, I mean, I'm not sure on what you were saying there before, as far as any of that goes, but just saying that so we can say that. But no, curation is a big thing. It is sometimes challenging to get noticed on Steemit. There's many different curation groups out there, lots of them. They all have their own standards. They all have their own process of how they do things. And that's okay, because just because one may not notice you, hopefully another one will, that kind of thing. So I would, try to encourage you to not get discouraged if a particular curation group doesn't notice you right away or whatnot, because hopefully another one will, and there are lots of them out there, but you've just kind of got to worry about your own blog. Don't try to change. I mean, you can always work on improving yourself, but don't worry about changing what you do just to appease a particular group or a curation guild or something like that. As long as you're creating original content that's yours, you've created it, and you're putting your effort into it, and it's something you're passionate about, I think someone eventually will find their way to it and hopefully find some value in it.
Everything that you say I agree with. I have also missing encounters here on Steemit. There was a show, I'm not going to say any names, but where I was censored because of my political views, and it wasn't like a big deal for me. I also made a post about it. It has like a month or and a half, but everything that you said, it's right. I mean, there were communities that didn't allow my kind of content because of the political views and so on. But I managed to find people that could appreciate my work, like the Welshers community, the information war, and get rewards on that. And I mean, I have never ever considered to change the way I address the topics or the things that I write about just to get rewarded. I believe that if you do the things that you love, suddenly payout will come. So there's no need to rush about certain things, and this will be also an advice that I would give to any new Steemian, to never change their things that they want to write about. If they want to write about, I don't know, let's say hairdress, I don't know, dresses, keep on doing that, because some way, somehow, you are going to catch the attention someday, and you are going to start receiving the rewards that you weren't given.
Hopefully, that's the hope anyway. That's the challenge right there, and that's kind of your goal. We can't guarantee anything, but hopefully, if anything, the big thing I think most people take away from here is not even the rewards. It's the friendships, it's the networking that they're doing, the interactions they're having. Hopefully they're making friends and connections with people, like you said, like-minded people. And maybe not even like-minded people. It's always good to challenge yourself a little and interact with other people who may not always agree with you. So, and that's part of being here. It's an interesting dynamic here on this Steem blockchain. It's so different than any other social media platform or chat thing that I've been a part of or anything like this. It's very, very unique, this Steem blockchain. And it's not always easy to navigate the ocean here of the Steem blockchain, but if you keep trying and just find a community that suits you. I mean, there's lots of them out there now. I mean, a year ago when I first started, there weren't anywhere near as many Discord communities or things like that, and now there's, dozens and dozens of them. And so there's lots of places for you to find some community, basically, some friends, and hopefully that's bigger than the rewards. I mean, yes, people want to come here because hopefully they can be rewarded, but, hopefully the other things that are here beyond the rewards will be, what's appreciated the most.
Yeah, the networking and the friends that you get from Steemit are priceless, I would say. I've met incredible people doing incredible stuff. I also was part of the Promo Mentors team. Unfortunately, I'm not there anymore, just because I don't have any time to be there. But those guys are doing like a huge job giving away some not Welshers, sorry, Steem and SVD to people who is doing charity and so on, and that's really valuable. The fact that throughout Steemit you can help people out and to get them out of their situations and the crisis that they might be living in the countries. Like there are projects like help people here in Venezuela, and also some other projects that help people in Africa, and that's a really great thing that the Steemit platforms offers, and the people also.
I agree with that. I'll ask one more time if anybody in the audience has any questions for you. There's a couple of funny little questions, but they're not really interview questions. But it's certainly been great having you here on the show. Were there any other things you wanted to mention to the audience while you were here?
Well, what to say? Never tell anyone to tell you what to do with your life. You are the person. You have the control of your body. You decide what to write about. You decide what to do with your post, and regardless the payouts and the rewards and all that stuff, everything that you do in the Steemit community and the Steemit blockchain is an earn, because you never lose.
Well, there you go. Poetic Snake, are you still here with me? I know she had to step away for a quick second. I'm not sure she's back quite yet. No, doesn't sound like it. We'll wait till she gets back. But no, it has been interesting chatting with you, and I normally haven't had anybody on here, I don't think, that spoke Spanish, so that's cool, and certainly haven't had anybody here, I don't think, from Venezuela yet either. So it's cool to welcome you onto the show and to hear some of your story and how you found your way here to the Steem blockchain, and hear about some of the things you've managed to do so far. And you've only been here a couple of months, so I would say you're off to a good start.
Yeah, my initiation in Steemit, let's say I was successful because I could find the people that I wanted to find. Also, I had, as I mentioned, I had some misencounters, but also it was great to meet good people and like those that are previously mentioned already, and also some in the Spanish community. I mean, everything since the Steemit community and the Steemit, when Steemit came to my life, everything changed. I mean, I was robbed twice here in Venezuela, and unfortunately, they took away my phone and also another phone that I bought and a tablet, and I found myself in a really harm situation. But thanks to Steemit, I was able to finally buy a smartphone, and I'm so happy because it's like the first time that I work doing something like this, something that I'm passionate about, and I get reward and I get the rewards. In this case, the smartphone that I bought, it was $180, and I mean those were the $180, the most valuable ones, because it was something that I did it with my own money, and also the rewards that I get here from Steemit helped me to help my mom financially in all their occupations. And unfortunately, my mom and my dad left us, and I'm trying to help my mom and also my cousins who live under a harm situation. And this is something that the Steem community has offered me, and I'm really, um, I mean, I'm very thankful for that.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, and I need to correct myself. I meant to be saying you're the first person who I think we've had on the show from Venezuela, not that spoke Spanish. And Z-Man corrected me. Yes, we've interviewed many people who have spoken Spanish, so I just had to correct myself there. Sorry, little brain slip there. Yeah.
It happens. But yeah, we had some Spanish-speaking people. Yes. I can speak a little bit of Spanish.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking when I said that, so sorry about that. Well, it's certainly been great having you on the show. It's been interesting to learn more about you, and we thank you for joining us. Poetic Snake, do you want to add anything there at the end?
I just want to say thank you for being here with us. It was very interesting to get to know you a little bit better. I've been following you for a while now, and snacked your post a few times together with some other curators. So yeah, you're doing great, and I'm looking forward to whatever you are going to do here on the platform.
Yeah, I've seen your rewards here in my post, and I'm very appreciated that you find my post curatable, or let's say worth it to be, or to deserve your votes. And thank you. It has been certainly a pleasure to meet you, Snekky. I mean, you're quite a character, let's say.
Thank you. I'm a character, yay!
She's such a character, she even has another character created from that character. So.
Yeah, also.
Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I know Poetic Snake will share your link one more time there in the chat for us. So thank you so much for joining us today. All right, everybody. So, how was that, Snekky? I think that went well.
I think that went perfectly fine. You are a great interviewer.
Well, I do my best.
Yes, you certainly do. I am really good in dropping links. I think that should be my job.
It should be your job, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I think you're going to have to do more than that. When you're feeling a little better, we're going to have to make you talk more.
Yes, I agree with you. More people agree with you. I know. They always say that I talk too less. And I feel like I'm talking like 2 hours straight, but I guess that's not the case. It feels like it. Why are you not talking?
Because I'm typing. I apologize. I was trying to see if we could follow up with one of our other potential guests, but they're still MIA at the moment, so yeah.
It happens. Is there anybody in the audience who would like to jump on? It's your chance now. Let us know.
If everybody was feeling brave.
I see a yo-yo.
A movie to talk about.
I know, Poster Girl.
All right. Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. How's he sound for you, Snekky?
He sounds good to me.
Okay. So wait a minute. This is Ace on Intrigue. That's right.
Yes.
I saw the name being slightly changed in Discord, so I had to make sure. I couldn't tell if it was Soundwaves Photon or Aeson, so okay.
You can thank Soundwaves for that.
So how's it going? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys.
And remind the audience again, real quick, just kind of where you are in the world and what you want to share with us.
I am over here in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I have a film. We just released our film today.
All right, cool. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so basically for the past 5 years, my team has been working on a film called Poster Girl. It is about my business partner and like best friend, Chelsea Anders. She is a former meth and alcohol addict, or, as most people would say, is still recovering because it's kind of like something you're always fighting. But yeah, it's about her life. It's actually about kind of like the periods where she realized she needed to make a change.
And you said you've been working on this project for 5 years.
Correct. Yeah.
That's amazing. And so today's the big day.
Yeah. Today, today is the day where we get to essentially, like, we really like Steem so much that we were like, all right, well, let's, instead of doing our normal test audience runs, let's do it here. So we're doing a 7-day premiere here only on Steem. Well, it's kind of like I got a YouTube embed, but it's unlisted. So basically the only thing we're using to spread the word is our Steem links. And after 7 days, we're going to take it down for about a month, and then you can find it on Amazon or anywhere else to rent. So this is the only time to get to see it for free.
All right. Well, that's really cool. So Snekky's got the links in the chat. So if people are interested in checking that out, they should certainly do so. Do you want to share with us, just some of the overall experiences you've had in this 5-year journey? I mean, that's quite a long time to be working on a project.
Yeah, it was definitely not meant to take so long. But unfortunately, everybody on the team, we're all filmmakers or creatives by trade. So we have a lot of, you almost can't predict what's going to happen in your freelance life. So essentially, schedules kind of got in the way, and then there was just so much to be done. Even once you shoot a film, like, it's nowhere near to being done, and there's so much more that needs to be paid for and stuff like that. So it was essentially like we were moving up the pace of our schedules and a budget at the same time. So that's the only reason it took so long, but it was worth it in the end. 5 years in the tech world, so many things can happen. Steem wasn't even around at this time. We wouldn't have been able to even conceive of doing what we're doing now. So we're really happy that it actually took us so long, because we were able to focus on quality. We were actually able to make sure we got every single inch of this film is exactly the way we wanted it.
Well, that's a good thing. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's cool that you're able to finish it. I mean, some people start projects like that and they maybe never get to finish it for whatever reason, maybe because of finances or time or just whatever. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, that is actually true, because we do have a couple other films that are actually still like currently unfinished. That's always the struggle, is just finding time. And, whenever I'm hearing people dealing with whatever troubles they're dealing with in their projects, it's like I understand. Hopefully, like, what I've been able to learn, I share with as many people as I can. But the biggest thing is just to, like, never give up. 5 years really is just a blink of the eye in your lifespan. What's it really matter if in the end it's going to really be the highest quality thing? Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, definitely congratulations. And hopefully maybe this will be kind of the springboard to get other projects going and started for you too, or finished in some cases.
Yeah, we actually have already begun pre-production on our next film. And I actually kind of mentioned a little bit on that. And I've heard a lot of people say that they'd love to see a project go from zero to completion on Steem. And I'm just wondering, right now, I guess our team has the big question mark of how can we actually get the word out, and how can we use Steem to actually, raise the funds to make a film and, include Steem in the production credits and so on. Because there's not a platform out there like this, and it'd be really rad to see something like that happen. So we have been talking about that. Our next project is a little underway, and it's going to be a little similar. It has that sort of punk rock, grunge punk vibe, but this one is definitely the new one is the new film has a lot more characters. It's a much bigger story. The goal of the next one is essentially a combination of, if you can imagine, like SLC Punk meets, I don't know, Dazed and Confused meets Kids sort of thing.
Yeah, those are all pretty darn interesting movies in their own right. So, yeah, no, that sounds really cool.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I don't really... I'm still I still feel so new to Steem, and I'm always learning so much about it. And I see some people have been putting some links here, and people, ever since we've been mentioning this, people are starting to say things like, hey, check this out. So we are in a grab of information to see how we can actually make these things happen.
Yeah, as we've mentioned a lot on this show, the Steem blockchain, it's creating so many opportunities for people. Those opportunities may not always lead to, financial gain or whatnot, but they're at least an opportunity, whether it's to meet people, interact with people, create things. There's just lots of opportunity. And like what you're saying, projects that could start from the ground up based on the Steem blockchain, or starting within the Steem blockchain as a post or just an idea or whatnot, that's one of those opportunities and cool things about this place.
Yeah, and you had mentioned that even if it doesn't lead to a financial thing, that is so true. I mean, in the small amount of time I've been here, I've met so many people from like Doogie Brownflow and everybody over at the SMA server, and everybody here in the MSP server. Like, it's kind of blown me away that people, up until now, there hasn't really been a reason for you to sit down on a social media and listen to somebody's song or watch somebody's movie or music video from beginning to end. And that's what's happening here. People not only watch the whole thing, but then they come back and they say things and they have a conversation with you about it. And if only like 10 people did that through the course of us releasing Poster Girl, that's bigger than anything that usually happens anywhere else to me. I don't even care. It's always just about the fact that people are watching and actually wanting to talk about it.
Well, it'll certainly be interesting to see, where you're able to go with all of this stuff. I think that's really cool, is seeing all these content creators like yourself able to bring their ideas to fruition here and share the process with us, share the experience. All of those dynamics are just so awesome to see.
Yeah, sharing the process has been the best part, like, bar none. It's what, like, my friend and I, he's the locomotive here on Steem. Him and I co-create. We're just like really tight. We co-create everything together. And we have always talked about writing a book about all the things that we've experienced in film. I mean, like, it's absolutely insane, some of the things that have happened to us. And we were like, oh yeah, but writing it, who's going to read it? Well, now this platform is kind of like a place where, if I've been trying to structure my posts where they're not just, hey, come watch my movie. It's like, I'm trying to make all the experience available to you, and the rest of the team is actually joining in. So if you notice, the post is, my most recent post is the Ace on Intrigue edition, but we're going to have Ill Poetics and the Locomotives and Chelsea's. Everybody's kind of writing their own write-up. So the whole, this is a place for us to be able to not only like tell our story, but hopefully give some, information to people that, maybe they haven't run into yet, or, I haven't even gotten to write about some of the really bad experiences we've had, which I plan to, just in the hopes that people could learn from certain red flags that we should have seen along the way.
Yeah, sharing the good and the bad sometimes can be a good thing, because like you said, maybe someone will learn from it. So
Right. I have been avoiding those posts. I can definitely say that, but they're like on my list, and I'm like, I have to do it for catharsis reasons. And again, just like that, for hopefully people can see, like, hey, this is the type of personality you might want to watch out for in the film industry. And this is how you can actually get, how you can get screwed over a little.
yeah, I can imagine. That's a highly competitive industry, I would think. The
Oh,
film
yeah.
industry. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming it can get pretty interesting.
Yeah, it can. I mean, the biggest thing is that you always know that whoever you're working on a project with has a project that they want to do more than they want to do your project. And that's always the hardest thing, is getting people to wrangling people to the excitement thing. Luckily, we don't necessarily run into that too much, thankfully. The great thing about the team that I've worked with for the past 7+ years is we're all tight. We're friends. We argue, and we can still come out of those arguments knowing that that argument was specifically about a creative element or something we needed to work on, but we can still love each other in the end. And our morale and our commitment to each other is just really strong. And if you watch Poster Girl, you might even see a little bit of that cadence, because that film is a story about one of our best friends, and we all really felt passionate about coming together and telling your story because it was so important.
Yep, and that's cool to see. Do you want to kind of mention again, for anybody who's maybe just jumping in here, how they can check out the film once again?
Yes. My page is at A Sound Intrigue, which his links have been posted here. But we are at Fringe Life Squad. That's the name of our production company, is Fringe Life Squad. And you can also find anything out at Definition Music. So both of those, at Fringe Life Squad and at Definition Music, are both places that you'll always get updates on whatever my team is doing. Definition Music is essentially like we all walk, take each step together. So yeah, those are the best places to find us.
And was there anything else you want to mention while you're here about it, or any other upcoming projects we should watch for?
Well, yeah, I guess it would bear to mention that Dookie Brownflow and I have been working on the Steam Powered Tour, the Broken Brain Tour, which is a hip hop thing we're working on, and we're trying to get to Europe because quite a few Steemians have asked us to come out there, but we got a few things coming up, and we're trying to make like every single show on the tour a Steam meetup. Then we also have the Steam Creators Conference that we're playing at in Toronto. So that's something I really hope that people will have fun following, is just kind of, I met Dookie Brownflow here on Steam. And I believe you guys had him on a week after that I was on your show before. And we wound up meeting up and spending about a week together. And now we just work on music together like all the time. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Steam is just an incredible place to meet people. I've just never experienced anything like this, at least in a long time.
Well, that's great to hear that you were able to make that connection, and I think that's really awesome. And I would agree that it's unlike any other place, or I don't even know what to call it, any other experience that I've had on the internet, I guess.
Right, yeah, because I mean, there used to be forums and there's always been chat rooms, but it was almost like Steam is putting everything that you loved about the internet into one place, monetizing it under a pretense that actually makes a lot of sense, and which also kind of incentivizes people to communicate with each other even more calmly and kindly and givingly.
Yep, most of the time. But yes,
most of the time.
But yeah, no, I would agree with that. That it's unlike any other online experience we've had, and yeah, it's just so much different. And people seems like they're more willing to help, and they're more engaging and friendly, like you said, and all of these things.
Yep, I agree entirely. So yeah, we're really excited to see how this next 7 days works out with the film, because like I said, anything that we get from the 7 days, we take back to the distribution team. And from there, we're going to make, the final decisions on the film. This is the last time, essentially we'll have a big meeting on things concerning this film so we can move into our next project.
Well, that's really awesome. Poetic Snake, are you still here with me?
Yes, I'm kind of here. Yes.
Would you like to add anything here before we let Asan go?
I already watched part of the movie. Sadly, as you know, I'm sick, so I couldn't watch it all. But I really enjoyed the start of it. I think I saw it like 20 minutes, and it looks amazing. And I just wanted to say that I am going to watch it tomorrow, the day after, and next to that, I really enjoyed having you back on the show again because a while ago you spoke about this, and now we can all see it. You know, it's just amazing. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Actually, I was hoping that we would be able to have a conversation because this was the first place I kind of mentioned that we were going to be doing this on Steem. So it's kind of neat for it to come full circle. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. We certainly appreciate you jumping on the show anytime you'd like. So if you want to give us some future updates later on of some new projects and even the developments about this current movie, I'm sure once it goes mainstream, that will be a big day for you guys as well.
Yeah, hopefully we can help bring Steem along with it.
Absolutely. Well, everybody, it's Asan Intrigue on Steemit. I believe Snekky's shared the links a few times here. And thank you so much for taking the time to join us tonight.
Again, thank you guys. Namaste.
All right.
Namaste. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to talk to you, Snekky, so jump right in here.
You said namaste. I like that word. I always have to say it when someone says it. It doesn't matter. Even if it hits me like 3 minutes later, I still have to say it.
Right. Well, that was fun to learn about that. And again, congratulations to Asan and team for getting that movie done. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I seriously start to watch it, and it's cool. How it looks, it's very real, like absolutely real, and that makes it so interesting for me.
Again, everybody, you're listening to Ma1ne Snekky here on MSPWaves. You can find the full schedule of all the different shows on MSPWaves.com, and there's more than there's ever been, I think, shows now, and it's amazing to see them all. There's shows every single day. And even when there isn't a live show or a rebroadcast on, they're playing what they're calling the Steem Mix, which is all Steem-based musicians. So people who are using the Steem blockchain, and these are all, I'm pretty sure they're all original songs, and or maybe some different covers and things like that, possibly. I'm not sure, but it's all people who are using the Steem blockchain anyway. I'll say it that way. Rondon can correct me in the audience. Or Soundwaves if they're out there too. But yeah, check out the Steem Mix that's being played on MSP Waves in between shows, and you can hear that again on MSPWaves.com or by listening in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server on Discord, which of course is the home of the Minnow Support Project. So check it out if you haven't.
I have checked it out, and I really enjoyed it. It's so funny when you talk to people, and then a few days later you go to the PAL network, and you go to the broadcast channel, and you just sit down and listen, and you hear your friends coming by singing their songs. It's like, wow. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of people listening too during those times because a lot of times I see a bunch of names on Waves and I say, oh, is there a show on? And I jump in and it is just the Steem Mix, but it's awesome that people are enjoying it. And there's so many talented musicians out there on the Steem blockchain and singers, and it's amazing to hear it all.
Yes, and I still think that you should sing,
I don't
At
know
least
about
one
that.
time.
I don't know about that. I'd have to. I don't know what I would even sing. Like I don't know. I'm not really a singer. No.
I guess it's time for my birthday again.
Yeah, I'd sing you happy birthday, but that would be about it.
It's my birthday today.
It's not really.
No, but I could
When
try.
it's your Steemiversary, maybe you'll get a Steemiversary song.
Oh, nice. It's my Steemiversary.
There's no cheating here, Snekky. Come on. That's not fair.
Darn it. Sorry.
Well, everybody, Yeah, I don't know. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, this is kind of going to be, a live show here, kind of randomness, because we're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants here. We were supposed to have a few different guests on the show, and for a couple different reasons, they weren't able to join us this week. But we're here with you. We may wind things down a little early this week, and then that way you can listen to the Steem Mix for a little bit. I know DJ Damashi, I believe, is still coming on after us, I think. I think he's going to be here, I believe. So somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that. But Saipan Damashi, his show is the Dancing Dreamers Show. So if you like electronic dance music and kind of the culture behind that, he's going to be coming up at the top of the hour here. Snekky, have you had anything you're working on lately or anything you want to mention?
I'm thinking. I didn't do much this week, honestly. I haven't been feeling well. Only thing I've been working on is You Got Snacks, honestly. It's just my curation show. I'm sorry. My curation project. And I'm putting a lot of time in that, and I still like it. Like I said before, curation is something that I really enjoy doing. So.
And how many issues are you on now with that?
12, but I started counting again after the break, so I think I'm on like 40 or 45 or something if I count everything together.
Well, that's awesome, and it's cool to see, that you're adding different curators now, and people are out there finding some original content to share, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I like having different curators because we all like different things, and if you go scanning for posts, you tend to look mostly for posts that you like to read. So if you have more curators, my guess is that you will get a variety on posts, like food posts or even political posts, stuff like that. And that is why I'd like, to add more people to the curators list. And that being said, if somebody wants to be a curator, I still have some spots free. So feel free to contact me about that.
Yeah, curation is a very important thing on the Steem blockchain. I mean, of course, creating content, that's something you're able to do, of course, and hopefully be rewarded for it. But being a curator is a big part of that too. Going out there, actually leaving some comments and some feedback on people's posts. That can go a long way in your networking and your, adding to your social circle here on Steem, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think it's very important because I don't know. Curation is mostly, I think, important for people who are new on the platform, or not most important to them, but it can certainly, put them in a light that they need to get more attention to their posts. Next to that, I also believe that, that if you've been here longer on the platform, it still feels good if a curator comes by and leaves you a nice comment and says, hey, listen, your post really touched me, or you spoke about something that I really liked, and I think it's worthy of a good vote and to be featured in a compilation post. Doesn't matter which curation group it is. I believe that there should be more and more curation groups. There are a few big ones. I like to see more of them. I would like to see mine grow as well, just as much as I would like to see others pop up.
Yeah, so that's something you might be interested in. You can always contact Poetic Snake. She's right on Discord. It's at Poetic Snake. Or, of course, check out the curation posts on her Steemit blog and say hello sometime.
Yeah, and I will say hello back because I'm not biting. I'm a cute little snake.
And I think with that, everybody, I think we're going to wind things down for this week. We do apologize for the early finish this week. We normally do go a full 2-hour show, but, of course, with Snekky feeling a little under the weather and, we had a little bit of a technical difficulty with a couple of guests not being able to be here. And so I think we're going to wind things down a little bit early this week. But we hope you'll stick around here on MSPWaves and check out the Steem Mix here for a little bit. And then I believe Saipan is coming on after I think. So don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure Saipan's coming up. So we appreciate it, everybody, for tuning in. And we hope you'll tune in next week, where we will be here for the full 2 hours. That will be the plan. And of course, if you want to be a guest on the show, we certainly appreciate you all contacting us. You can do so on Discord. Just send myself main event, which is spelled with a 1 instead of the I, or contact Poetic Snake, and we'd be happy to have you on the show.
Yes, sorry. I was trying to copy your link.
It's okay. I'm not sure if we're still on the waves or not. I see the Steam Mix thing in the chat already, so I'm not sure if we're still on the waves or not. But if we are, we hope you'll check us out next week. And Snekky, do you want to say goodbye?
Yes, thank you, everybody, for being with us today. Thank you for the guests, like Libertario and Azon. It was good to have you here, and thank you, Main, for always being so nice. You rock.
Well, we certainly hope you'll feel better soon, Snekky.
Oh, thank you. Me too.
All right, everybody. With that, again, this is the Ma1ne Snekky Show here on MSPWaves. You can find the full schedule of all the shows on MSPWaves.com, and check us both out on Steemit if you're interested. Again, of course, everything you heard on this show tonight was strictly just our opinions and the opinions of our guests. We are not financial experts at all, so don't take this as financial advice. You know, we're here just for entertainment purposes only.
Always do your own research.
Yep, of course. And MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show hosts or their guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you heard on the Ma1ne Snekky Show tonight was provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only.
Always do your own research.
Yes.
I did it too soon.
You
I
did
just
it too soon.
realized.
You did. It's okay.
Yeah.
We still love you.
Aw, thank you.
All right, everybody, we're going to say good night. So, Globo, you can take it away. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you next time.